Here's the Gobel Power battery I just got. This model here, 280 amp hour. They say it'll go up to 300 amp hour with the EV cells that are in there. And it has a pace type BMS, which I'm familiar with already. And it's got a really heavy duty 250 amp breaker. It's got these nice terminals here, the covers on them. You can snap on. You can get one snapped off. There you go. Pretty nice. And it's got wheels on the bottom, which is good. Once I figured out how to unlock the wheels. Here's the specs, in case you don't want to look it up on their website. 14.3 kilowatt hour. And here's some other specs. 16. Oh, you can connect 15 of these together. That would be a pretty heavy, expensive proposition. But see, I have these jackapers. These are the more original versions. They're not as good as the. I got this jackaper up here, Orient Powerwall. It's much better than these. But when I got these were what was it. And these have the pace BMS in it, so I'm familiar with them. And this one also is supposed to have a balancer built into it. A knee balancer, which I have a knee on one of these, and the knees work really good. 4 amp active balancer. So oh, I was going to mention what I like about this, besides they had a pretty good price. So this one here is just about the equivalent of all 3 of these old jackapers. These are supposed to be 5 kilowatt hours each, but the voltage on these is lower than this one up here. This one does all the loads, takes all the primary load. Anyway, this one should be comparable to the one up on top because they both have good EV cells. Yeah, here's what I was impressed with. It came with cables, which I wasn't expecting, but it came with these heavy 1 gauge flexible cables. I think that says 1 gauge there, with nice terminals on them. So good deal on that. And then it also came with some other stuff too. It came with the connecting cable, like these these Cat 5 cables that go from battery to battery. Because these pace BMSs are a little bit smart on how they handle the voltage between them, the current. So it came with that. That's not too big a surprise, but I was happy to see it also came with a programming cable, which I had to buy separate for here, and it goes in. It'll go into the RS-232 port, and you can use the computer software. And this green connector is the one that will go into this. If there's some ways to set up some of those contacts in there for different things, which I haven't tried yet on either battery. And it came with this. This is interesting. It came with this big resistor, which is most likely for if you have an inverter and you want to hook it up and not have it spark. You can use this to pre-charge the inverter capacitors. I haven't looked at the manual yet, but that's probably what that's for. And here's some bolts. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, some anchor bolts if you're putting it into concrete or something, a concrete wall to hold it. And it also has the where are they at? Oh, these are the brackets that you would put on the side to anchor it down. So all in all, pretty nice. Can't wait to put it into service, see how it performs. But I don't remember if it came with the manual. I can look that up online. Anyway, pretty nice. Gobel Power, it's okay. Price on this was $2,700 with shipping, including the shipping. I had to pay a little extra for the credit card fee because I used the credit card. Big, giant, heavy battery that my neighbor had his tractor. I was able to get this from the freight truck into my pickup truck, and then we used his tractor bucket to put the wooden crate it came in the tractor bucket, and I got it in here. Two of us did it. Used some leverage, and he's 85 or 86 years old, my neighbor, so he and I did it ourselves. Oh, I see there's a little bend here. That might have happened in shipping, but no big deal because I'm not putting a server rack. All I have to do is put a crescent wrench on there and tweak it up if I wanted to. So I guess that was a little damage in shipping, but that's okay. This is where you turn on the BMS. Then you can scroll through. Like I said, I'm very familiar with these since I have all the other ones with the same brand BMS. This is a newer generation. We'll go to analog info, enter, then we can go to cell voltages. Of course, I never use these displays. I always use the PC software that you can use. And I also have some monitoring software that works with these. Should work with this too. Anyway, we can go to cell voltages, press enter, and we got all the cells. They're all pretty close. And 2 millivolts so far. Here's one that's maybe 4 millivolts off. But if I go to the somewhere in here, there's the BMS status. I think that's where it shows what it came charged with. It's like 30% SOC according to this. Let's see if this does it. No, this is alarms that are on it. No alarms. And somewhere in here it tells the let's try system setting. It tells what the SOC is. Okay, well anyway, I'm not going to look for it now, but it said 30-some%. So it'll take a lot of charging. I'll get it charged up. I'll hook it up to these. Right now I got 4 of these. I'll hook it up to the bus bar here on these. And for the winter I'll have to enlarge my insulated box here so this can fit in. So a little carpentry ahead of me. But this heater here worked really well for keeping it warm in our Wisconsin winter last year. I use this I use that temperature controller there. You can watch it on Wi-Fi, and it's an Inkbird. So I had no problems keeping these 4 batteries warm last winter. Worked great. Didn't take too much power. This is like a inch foam. So anyway, that's it. I'm looking forward to getting this thing hooked up and powered up. I might just use this to replace these 3 batteries. Something I'm considering because it's about the same capacity, and we'll see what I do with those. Maybe I'll just add it on. I'll have plenty of lithium storage capacity now. One final note is it has this really good heavy duty breaker. I mean, it's stiff. And I watch a teardown of it on Off Grid Garage on YouTube. And He gave it a good review. It's really built well. I probably won't open this one up because I saw his tear down. And it has a fuse in there too, as well as this breaker. So I was going to build my own. I bought some cells. But you know, by the time you buy the BMS and you buy these terminals and you buy a breaker and some of the other things in there, the wiring and the separator, well, separators came with the cells. This thing didn't cost that much more. I mean, $300 to $500 more than buying all the parts. It's worth it. And if I would have known they had these things this low, I might not have bought the cells. But I got some cells to build another one. But it's not going to be as easy as this one, that's for sure. All done, all ready to go. So thanks Gobel Power. So far so good. Here's the crate that the Gobel Power battery came in. It has all these clips that are folded down, so it's pretty well packaged. It had foam all the way around it. This thick foam. Oh, here's a screw. Let's see what that came from. Anyway, very well packaged, no problems.